time it will not work. So what I want to do today is present to you how to write the best exposition possible. Remember, an exposition is just like the introduction to your story. So I will show you an example of what is a perfect exposition with my experience as a writer. Is that okay?
Yes.
Cedric, to tell me what was the first thing I had in my plan? The hook. And what was my hook?
Clack.
It was clack. So that means something has broken. So I have to start my story with this. Writing the quotation marks. Clack. So what could I say for the verb? Clack the window. Clack the window broke, I guess. Clack the window broke. So that would be my hook. Remember, a hook is something very, very small, just to catch the attention of the reader. I don't need to have a paragraph. I don't need to have something super fancy, plain and simple to catch the attention. Yes?
Did you have to write the window broke?
Yes, because I need to know what is the clack. It could be, you could just say clack, a noise was heard. You kind of have to tell me when there's quotation mark. I need to know who's talking or what is happening. So I will continue. I skip a line because this is a dialogue. Remember, when I have a dialogue, I skip a line. Cedric, what is my next idea?
Exposition. The protagonist, and you talk the person.
So it's François and Guillaume.
Yes.
At a cottage
In the weekend.
in the fall. So basically I have to talk about my who, my where, my when. Is that good? So I have to start my story. How can I start my story? I think I'm going to start it with my setting. So I will go something like, it was a cloudy
day.
It was a cloudy fall day. Guillaume and François, his father, I have to mention it, decided to go on a weekend getaway. So I have mentioned my who, I have mentioned my when. What else am I missing? Do I have my where? No, I don't have, so I should have my where.
Inside a cottage.
Inside a cottage.
Having breakfast.
Do you mind if I take it for a sec? I just want to see.
Having breakfast.
Okay, I'm just going to sit there for a second, okay? So, it was a cloudy fall day. Guillaume and François, his father, decided to go on a weekend getaway. Should I maybe try to put some kind of transition words?
Okay. Then suddenly.
But I feel like the then is too intense. Suddenly, no. This is for my rising action. I will use my suddenly. Okay, you know what? I'll try this. It's possible I decide to delete it. In the morning, no, I don't like it. It was a cloudy fall day. Guillaume and François, his father, decided to go on a weekend getaway. They rented, oh, I like that. Okay, they rented a cottage in order to relax from all the work they have. I'm going to try this. It's possible that I change things because, you know, when you write a text, it's possible that you delete things if you don't like it after. So this is what I'm going to have. It was a cloudy fall day. Guillaume and François, his father, decided to go on a weekend getaway. They rented a cottage in order to relax from all the work they had. Whoops. The verb has to be in the past. Okay, I'm going to write the text so I don't erase it. So do you also see how when I'm writing a text, even if I just write one sentence, I always like to read what I write. So this is a strategy that maybe you guys can use. You can always go in the corridor, take your text, and read aloud, vocab word, read aloud your text so that you know if it makes sense or if it doesn't make sense. Because sometimes in your head it makes sense, but when you say it, it doesn't make sense. Yes, Esteban? The exposition is like my introduction. My where, my when, my who. So right now, I don't have a lot of details. I cannot really imagine the cottage. I cannot really imagine if they're in a forest or if they're on the street. So maybe I should add this information to my text. What do you say? Should I talk about the forest?
Yes.
Okay, so I could say that the cottage was in a forest, maybe a forest with like nothing around.
A big forest.
Okay, let's do this.
In a cottage far, far away from.
Oh, they rented a cottage far, far away from
Life.
civilization.
What does that mean?
That means people.
Okay.
Civilization. I like the far, far away vocab word. The cottage was, or maybe we can find after another synonym. The cottage was situated in a.
The chalet.
No, maybe you could try to find something else.
The chalet.
I just said maybe we can find something else. The cottage was situated in maybe another synonym of big.
Enormous.
Enormous? A large forest, meaning maybe a large forest?
A big fat forest.
Imposing. An imposing forest?
Yes.
Wow, I like this. So was situated in an imposing forest.
Calm.
Or we could say was situated in an imposing forest where
Bears
nature
could live their life.
Live freely. Because there's going to be a bear, so we kind of have to mention that there's animals at the beginning, you know,
Yeah, but then it's
to kind of prepare the person to know that something's going to happen. Do you know what it means to be free, to live freely?
You don't have any rules.
Yeah, to have no rules, to do kind of what you
There's
want.
a whole-
So like animals normally in a forest, they kind of live freely, right? They have no restrictions.
In a foresty forest.
So let me reread myself to see if what I'm writing is making sense. If it's making sense because I write a lot of stuff. It was a cloudy fall day. Guillaume and Francois, his father, decided to go on a weekend getaway. They rented a cottage far, far away from civilization in order to relax from all the work they had. The cottage was situated in an imposing forest where nature could live freely. Where nature could live freely. Why do I have a green here? A imposing forest. Do you know what would be my word? Yeah, good job. And imposing. One forest. I'm going to take this from you, honey,
Okay.
because I want to consider maybe my transition word. Maybe I could try to add. Oh, look at this. Soon after. Do you know what this means? Soon.
Yes.
So a little bit of moment after. So I'm going to add this. Soon after unpacking,
Afterwards.
they cooked breakfast.
But isn't that another paragraph?
No, because it's my action in my exposition. So I'm telling you this is the picture of my story. Then I'm gonna need my rising action. So soon after unpacking, they cooked breakfast. Do I have to say more? So if I look at my plan, Rose, can you show me? If I look at my plan. So I talked about Guillaume and his father. I talked about the weekend in the fall.
Do
Oh, it's okay. I talked about relaxing father and son getaway, and I talked inside a cottage having breakfast. So all my information is there for my exposition. Should I continue for the rising action?
Yes.
I feel like kind of doing the rising action. No, it's not going to be the next day.
But you need like another sentence.
I would need, okay, I'm just going to reread. I know this is annoying, but I need to do this. This is how I do it. It was a cloudy fall day. Guillaume and François, his father, decided to go on a weekend getaway. They rented a cottage far, far away from civilization in order to relax from all the work they had. The cottage was situated in an imposing forest where nature could live freely. Oh, this is so pretty. Soon after unpacking, they cooked breakfast.
Maybe they cook pancakes for breakfast.
Maybe, okay, they could, oh, I like that. We could add this detail.
They cook breakfast.
They could vegan pancakes?
With a small amount of food that they had.
They
So
could,
that,
but
so that they know that when the bears steal it, they don't have any food left.
But you know what? Actually, it's kind of interesting what you're saying, because I'm saying that it destroyed the box with all the food supplies that was outside. So I should mention in the exposition that they went to go get their food outside. Do you agree?
Yes.
Because then in my,
But it's like
because in my rising action, the bear is destroying the food outside. Okay, so I have to add this.
But it's
The-
like if they went to go get groceries. Okay, when you say that.
Well, when you go for a weekend, let's say, you always bring all your food with you. You go grocery shopping and then you bring all your food. So, soon after unpacking, I would say François went outside to get all the ingredients to cook pancakes. Vegan pancakes. I'm annoying.
How can you make vegan pancakes?
It's super easy. I can show you a recipe. Okay, so I need to have a sequence word here. I need to have a transition word. So let's look at this, maybe find something. Then. Yes, then. I love this then. No, stop with your suddenly. It's going to be my rising action. There's a bear coming. This is a good suddenly. Suddenly I'm cooking pancakes. Ta 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 ta. Yes. Let's focus. I'm done after this.
At the same time.
No, because you cannot take the ingredients and at the same time cook. There needs to be some kind of limit of time.
Yesterday.
So let's see if the then makes sense in my story. The cottage was situated in an imposing forest where nature could live freely. Soon after unpacking, François went outside to get all the ingredients to cook vegan pancakes. Then they cooked breakfast. I feel like that's boring.
Afterwards.
My then they cooked breakfast is not good.
Afterwards, they cooked.
But even my afterwards, my they cooked breakfast I don't like.
But they cooked a beautiful breakfast to eat.
Yeah, we could just delete it. François went outside to get all the ingredients to cook vegan pancakes.
Yeah, then it's
For
like-
breakfast.
You got it. Emily, you're so clever.
I know.
For a morning breakfast.
For their morning breakfast.
Oh, I didn't know it was.
Yes, but the breakfast is in the morning.
I know, but then we're adding details. It's just interesting. Some people have breakfast late at night. I don't know. Good. I think I'm gonna stop there. So the cottage was situated in an imposing forest where nature, stop talking, where nature could live freely. Soon after unpacking, François went outside to get all the ingredients to cook vegan pancakes for their morning breakfast. Oh yes, this is so good. This is so good. Yes, it makes sense. So this is my final. How many words do I have in total? Let's see.
Later on.
Let's see. Not that many. I have 73 words. I have 73 words. So the exposition normally is about 70 to 100 words. A good solid exposition, depending how much detail you have to say, usually 70 to 100.
How many words is there in a
Did you see how I added adjectives to kind of put an image of the forest in my head? Do you also see how for the type of day I added cloudy and fall? Do you also see how I put it transition words. I soon after.